Good morning. Welcome to the seventh video in a 365-day series taking us through A Course in Miracles. For a description of A Course in Miracles and what we're doing here, please refer to the introduction video. All the videos can be found on my YouTube channel at the Aquarian Rainbow Bridge. Today, we are going to be reading... Shit. What did we read yesterday? I shouldn't say... I'm trying to stop swearing. People should be proud of me. That's huge. I've never said I was going to quit swearing before. Not that I'm ever allowed to say it again. Not like it's sinful. It just carries such negative energy with it, even if I'm not trying to use it in a negative way. And it's harsh. And I'm trying to come off more gentle and soft. So, yes, call me out. So we're on page 13 of chapter 1, The Meaning of Miracles. And I'm just going to get to it. Ultimately, every member of the family of God must return. The miracle calls him to return because it blesses and honors him, even though he may be absent in spirit. God is not mocked. Is not a warning, but a reassurance. God would be mocked if any of his creations lacked holiness. God doesn't create unholiness. Humans create unholiness through their faulty perceptions. And it's not real. Because it's not of God. Our creations are of tyranny. Well, our egoic creations. So God is not mocked, is not a warning, but a reassurance. God would be mocked if any of his creations lacked holiness. The creation is whole. And the mark of wholeness is holiness. Miracles are affirmations of sonship, which is a state of completion and abundance. Whatever is true is eternal and cannot change or be changed. Spirit is therefore unalterable because it is already perfect, but the mind can elect what it chooses to serve. The only limit put on its choice is that it cannot serve two masters. You can't serve the ego and the whole and creator at the same time. You cannot serve two masters. If it elects to do so, the mind can become the medium by which spirit creates along the lines of its own creation. If it does not freely elect to do so, it retains its creative potential, but places itself under tyrannous rather than authoritative control. As a result, it imprisons because such are the dictates of tyrants. To change your mind means to place it at the disposal of true authority. And it's not like God's trying to be bossy. You are serving a master either way. If you're not serving spirit, then you're serving the ego. And that's tyranny. To let the ego be the boss. It's completely insane. Why would you have that as your leader? It's like having Trump as a leader. That is exactly what it is. To a T. Sorry, I'm not supposed to mention that. So, if it does not freely elect to do so, if you do not freely elect to choose to serve spirit rather than the ego, it retains its creative potential, but places itself under tyrannous rather than authoritative control. As a result, it imprisons because such are the dictates of tyrants. To change your mind means to place it at the disposal of true authority. And we are co-creators. We have all the same powers as creator, but we just... Creator sees true at all times. We do not. The miracle is a sign that the mind has chosen to be led by me, as in the Holy Spirit, has been chosen to be led by me in Christ's service. The abundance of Christ is the natural result of choosing to follow him. All shallow roots must be uprooted because they are not deep enough to sustain you. The illusion that shallow roots can be deepened and thus made to hold is one of the distortions on which the reverse of the golden rule rests. As these false underpinnings are given up, the equilibrium is temporarily experienced as unstable. And I believe that I'm going through that right now because my whole entire mind is being rearranged. So there's a little bit of craziness going on here right now. You know, it's in construction. It's a mess. But it's gonna be better. It's getting better. We're building. We're not destroying anymore. Okay. However, nothing is less stable than an upside-down orientation, nor can anything that holds it upside down be conducive to increased stability. The illusion of needs. You who want peace can only find it by complete forgiveness. No learning is acquired by anyone unless he wants to learn it and believes in some way that he needs it. While lack does not exist in the creation of God, it is very apparent in what you have made. It is, in fact, the essential difference between them. Lack implies that you would be better off in a state somehow different from the one you are in. Until the separation, which is the meeting of the fall, nothing was lacking. There were no needs at all. Needs arise only when you deprive yourself. You act according to the particular order of needs you establish. This, in turn, depends on your perception of what you are. A sense of separation from God is the only lack you really need correct. And my cat's messing around. This sense of separation would never have arisen if you had not distorted your perception of truth and had thus perceived yourself as lacking. The idea of order of needs arose because, having made this fundamental error, you had already fragmented yourself into levels with different needs. As you integrate, you become one, and your needs become one accordingly. Unified needs lead to unified action because this produces a lack of conflict. The idea of orders of need, which follows from the original error that one can be separated from God, requires correction at its own level before the error of perceiving levels at all can be corrected. You cannot behave effectively while you function on different levels. However, while you do, correction must be introduced vertically, from the bottom up. This is because you think you live in space, where concepts such as up and down are meaningful. Ultimately, space is as meaningless as time. Both are merely beliefs. The real purpose of this world is to use it to correct your unbelief. You can never control the effects of fear yourself because you made fear, and you believe in what you made. In attitude, then, though not in content, you resemble your Creator, who has perfect faith in his creations because he created them. Belief produces the acceptance of existence. That is why you can believe what no one else thinks is true. It is true for you because it was made by you. All aspects of fear are untrue because they do not exist at the creative level, and therefore do not exist at all. To whatever extent you are willing to submit your beliefs to this test, to that extent are your perceptions corrected. In sorting out the false from the true, the miracle proceeds along these lines. Perfect love casts out fear. If fear exists, then there is not perfect love. But only perfect love exists. If there is fear, it produces a state that does not exist. This is a lot to reflect on. In sorting out the false from the true, the miracle proceeds along these lines. Perfect love casts out fear. If fear exists, then there is not perfect love. But only perfect love exists. If there is fear, it produces a state that does not exist. For fear is of the ego. And things that are made from a fearful mind are of the ego. They're not of God, and they're not real. It's like a nightmare. A nightmare that your ego has created with false perceptions in your mind. Believe this and you will be free. Only God can establish this solution, and this faith is his gift. Perfect love casts out fear. If fear exists, then there is not perfect love. But only perfect love exists. If there is fear, it produces a state that does not exist. Believe this and you will be free. Only God can establish this solution, and this faith is his gift. It was page 13 and 14 from chapter 1 of the text from A Course in Miracles. We're going to now move on to workbook lesson 7. You do one workbook lesson a day, no more than one day, for 365 days, because there's 365 workbook lessons. I actually bookmarked it this time, and I'm still having trouble finding it. Here we go. Lesson 7. The central idea that we will be applying in Lesson 7 is I see only the past. I see only the past. This idea is particularly difficult to believe at first, yet it is the rationale for all of the preceding ones. It is the reason why nothing that you see means anything. It is the reason why you have given everything you see all the meaning that it has for you. It is the reason why you do not understand anything you see. It is the reason why your thoughts do not mean anything, and why they are like the things you see that mean nothing. It is the reason why you are never upset for the reason you think. It is the reason why you are never upset for the reason you think. It is the reason why you are upset because you see something that is not there. Old ideas about time are very difficult to change because everything you believe is rooted in time and depends on your not learning these new ideas about it. Yet that is precisely why you need new ideas about time. The first time idea is not really so strange as that may sound at first. Look at a cup, for example. Do you see a cup? Or are you merely reviewing your past experience of picking up a cup, being thirsty, drinking from a cup, feeling the rim of a cup against your lips, having breakfast, and so on? Are not your aesthetic reactions to the cup, too, based on past experiences? How else would you know whether or not this kind of cup will break if you drop it? What do you know about this cup except what you learned from in the past? You would have no idea what this cup even is except for your past learning because somebody taught you what a cup was. If you just found a cup in the woods, like, you wouldn't. So, do you really then see the cup? Look about you. This is equally true of whatever you look at. Acknowledge this by applying the idea for today indiscriminately to whatever catches your eye. For example, I see only the past in this pencil. I see only the past in this shoe. I see only the past in this hand. I see only the past in that body. I see only the past in that face. And you're going to do this for about a minute or so, 3 to 4 times today. So I'm going to keep going. I see only the past in that blanket. I see only the past in that purse. I see only the past in that remote. I see only the past in my face. I see only the past in those walls. I see only the past in Mother Mary. The cat put this up over the phone. It was crazy. I don't know. My cat steals Mother Mary, and my cat steals, what else does he have in here? Oh, he moved it. He steals my crystals and hides them in his bed, and then he moved it again. I don't know where it's at now. He likes anything that has, spiritual nature to it. He could feel it. He's funny. Anyways, I see only the past in this cat carrier. I see only the past in this tie-dye. I see only the past in this TV. I see only the past in this incense. I see only the past in these books. I see only the past in this ring. I think we got the gist of it. And I got it down to 15 minutes today, guys. That's not 6 minutes shorter than the videos have been. Every other one's been like 20, 21 minutes. The last one was 19. This one's 15. I'm so proud. I'm trying to talky less. More ready. Just be quiet, Lindsay. I've been so quiet. I'm still not quiet enough. It's still loud in here. But more quiet than it's ever been in here. I love you. Love yourself. Be yourself. Be here now. Have a beautiful day.